Greetings, royal family. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday, everybody. It's finally Friday, so you can snatch off your wig, put your bunions up, and get ready for a relaxing weekend. All right. So it's Friday, January 27th. The year is 2023. Hopefully, everybody is having a splendid Friday so far. And I do hope you guys have a good weekend. So I wanted to come through with some hot topics, stuff that happened this week, last week, all that good stuff, and just, kind of kick it with y'all. Okay. YouTube fam, as you're coming in, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to the Twitch fam. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitch, she_royal B, and following me on YouTube, she_royal B. Same thing with Twitter and Instagram. All right, now that those church announcements are over, today's lineup is very, very interesting. Hopefully, this video will keep you distracted. Again, today is Friday, January 27th, 2023, and a video was released today of a violent nature, okay? Hopefully you guys are keeping up with, world news and things that are going on. 5 police officers, black, were arrested, fired from the police force, and they were arrested for for causing someone's life to end, okay, brutally. Okay, I don't want to get too heavy, all right? But I'm not watching that video, and I know that some people are going to watch for context and because they want to have talking points, and that's great. You do what works for you. Me, I don't watch stuff like that at all. There have been many instances where individuals' lives have been taken. I don't watch any of that. I don't watch gruesome content. I don't watch that stuff on social media. I think it's extremely frightening. It's sad. It's infuriating. And it conjures up something in my spirit, I'm sure other people too, that is not positive. Okay. So if you choose to watch, I'm not judging at all. But hopefully this video can be somewhat of a distraction, because that's trending all over Twitter before I even hit the record button and the go live button on Twitch. Anyway, I can't get into that. I absolutely can't, and I'm not even going to. So we have a couple of other topics, or a couple of topics that I wanted to get into. Tory Lanez. I wanted to talk about the Rolling Stone article, where Tory Lanez states, allegedly, we don't know if he really said this, but it's being reported. It was being reported that Tory Lanez stated that he regrets not testifying. Now, I purposely did not cover all that was going on at Tory Lanez's trial. I was keeping myself, in the know, watching plenty of other people who were in the courtroom report on it, and I purposely did not report on that case, right? I have talked about the incident when it happened, was keeping up to date with court dates and things that were going on, and I admit, if I wasn't lazy, I would find the video where I stated my opinion about this being bigger than Tory and Megan Thee Stallion. Anyway, so I wanted to touch on that, and also Prince from Love and Hip Hop, Poppy Shampoo, or Shampoo Poppy, what was his name? I don't even remember. He is claiming that Tory Lanez threatened him. Okay, I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to touch on Sherri Shepherd. She did an interview recently with the Breakfast Club, and I'm going to share my thoughts on some of the things that she said. Charlemagne is very, I don't know, man. He's just Charlemagne, and I don't mean that in a good way. TJ Holmes and his snow bunny Amy, Good Morning America, said, "Peace, see you later." They are fired. Okay, they were let go. I got a couple of other hot topics sprinkled in between. So kick back, relax. That was a long intro, right? Kick back, relax. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, you can always fast forward through certain topics. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully you enjoy my commentary. All right. So before we get into some of those juicy topics, all right, we're mature here, so we have to keep abreast of what's going on around the world, not around the world, but in these United States. Okay, let's take a stop at the dumb shine state, the Sunshine State, Florida. I talked about Florida yesterday. I gave commentary about the fraud that's going on down there in Florida with these nursing schools giving people, or people paying for fraudulent diplomas and paperwork and working as nurses, RNs, LPNs, and working in the medical field. So I talked about that in the previous Hot Topics video. This is old, right? I didn't get a chance to talk about this last week or week before last, but I'm talking about it now because there's been a new development, right? So according to Rolling Stone, Ron DeSantis, right? So Florida says AP African American Studies program lacks educational value. So basically they blocked this course from being available for high school students. Now, if high school students take this AP stands for Advanced Placement African American Studies course, they could earn college credits, right? So Ron DeSantis said no, because this violates the quote unquote Stay Woke Act. What is that? Well, this act was signed into law last year, right? I think it was last year, 2020. Yeah, last year, 2022. Basically, in a nutshell, in layman's terms, Florida doesn't want individuals to be indoctrinated and think that any minority group is discriminated against and any other group has privilege. So basically, they're trying to erase America's nasty history, pretty much in a nutshell. Yes, there's more that goes into it, but for the sake of time and brain cells, I just break it down, right? So I'm going to read a little bit of this article. And again, there's an update because there are some high school students that are threatening to sue Ron DeSantis, who is the governor of Florida. All right. So the article reads, Florida has blocked the College Board from testing a pilot Advanced Placement African American Studies curriculum in the state under Governor Ron DeSantis's Stay Woke Act. According to a letter obtained by National Review, Florida's Department of Education's Office of Articulation said the curriculum, quote unquote, is inexplicably contrary to Florida law and significantly lacks educational value. Fancy words for we don't want them learning what they could possibly learn and use against us because we don't want to have to answer for our atrocious past. That's what I got from that. Anyway, the pilot course, which has been tested at 60 schools across the United States, aims to expand the advanced coursework offered by the College Board into the study of the African diaspora in the United States. The course has run afoul of DeSantis' widespread ban on teaching critical race theory. I can't stand the name of this, critical race theory. Anyway, let me stay on track. In K through 12 classrooms, okay? Critical race theory is an analytical framework that seeks to dissect the manner in which racism has shaped American legal theory and institutions. The concept has been co-opted in recent years by right-wing reactionaries to fearmonger about any and all discussions of race and discrimination. Like I said, they are trying to erase their nasty past, okay? No matter how much you try to remove any of these remnants of your nasty past, America, it's going to keep coming up, okay? We live in the age of information. Information is easily accessible. So you can try to wipe things away, but, you know, historians keep documents about things that took place in the past. So what are you going to say, that information is false and it's not correct? Anyway, the new updated article, right, basically states that high schoolers threatened to sue DeSantis over the ban of African American Studies course, and this is according to NPR.org. 3 Florida high school students are poised to sue Florida Governor Ron DeSantis after the state education department rejected a new AP course covering African American Studies. The news comes one day after the College Board announced that it would revise the course. By rejecting the African American History pilot program, Ron DeSantis has clearly demonstrated that he wants to dictate whose history does and doesn't belong. And these are the statements of the Democratic State Representative Fentrice Driscoll. She's black. And she said this at a news conference in Tallahassee, okay, when she was announcing the lawsuit on Wednesday. Now, Ben Crump, you guys know who Benjamin Crump is. He's a high-profile civil rights attorney. He said that he will file the lawsuit on behalf of the 3 students if DeSantis does not allow the course to be taught in the state. The course is the latest addition in the AP program, which helps high school students earn college credit. Like I said, the article that I'm reading now is from NPR.org, and it is updated. So I just feel like when it comes to a lot of things, Florida is so far behind, man. And I just don't even understand how this stay woke act that shouldn't have been signed into law. That's just wild, and it's just proof positive of it's just proof positive of what you're trying to suppress or what you're trying to erase. You're just proving your discriminatory practices. Okay, well, I'm not going to go on and read any more of the article because it is a lot. It's long. I read the article in its entirety. Again, it's npr.org. If you are interested in reading the article in its entirety, feel free to do so at your leisure. Okay, we're going to have to switch this thing. Good luck to Floridians and good luck to Ron DeSantis. It's really a shame that he was actually elected for another term back in office. It's really, really weird. I wonder what Cheeto 45 is going to have to say about DeSantis and all his antics. Anyway, moving along. MC Lyte. Okay, this story is also an older story that I didn't get a chance to report on. I remember when MC Lyte first announced that she was going to be getting divorced, and a lot of people, this was years ago, I covered it on one of the morning shows on this very channel. And it was a few years ago. A lot of people were shocked in the comments that she was married, number one, and that she was married to a man. Okay, some of you are absolutely hilarious. Okay, but that's a good thing because that means that she kind of kept her business out the streets. You know, she works, she do her 1-2, she stay working, and she just keeps her personal business out the streets. Did I know she was married? No, I didn't when I reported the story at the time. Anyway, this is according to Hip Hop DX. MC Lyte keeps music catalog as divorce settlement honors prenup. So MC Lyte's divorce, the article reads, from John, whatever his last name is, has officially been finalized, and the rapper will keep her music catalog thanks to a prenup. So on Monday, January 16th, The Blast got a hold of the official divorce documents, along with her catalog and other creative property, including royalties in connection to her creative works. Lyte will keep everything she went into the marriage with. I do recall her giving a statement. Somebody posted it on social media, basically saying that she don't have any beef with her now ex-husband. There's no beef. But I guess because there isn't any gossip or tea on MC Lyte, I guess people try to kind of zhuzh it up to make it a lot more dramatic than it is. But she said that, you know, it's all good. So the article continues that MC Lyte keeps her clothing, jewelry, watches, and personal effects in her possession, custody, or control, and earnings and accumulations before the date of marriage, during the marriage, and post-separation. Her Subaru, financial accounts in her name, all furniture, furnishings, and other personal property in her possession, custody or control. This is what the documents read. She also gets to keep her term life insurance policy. So each party is also waiving their right to spousal support. So, I mean, yeah, she married him back, in 2017. Irreconcilable differences is the reason listed for their divorce. But yeah, I haven't heard anything in the streets. Like I said, I remember years ago, like maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago or so, I remember when, damn, it took that long for her divorce to be finalized. Wait a minute, he must have been trying to fight for some stuff. If they're basically breaking down that she's keeping all of these things, the Subaru, her clothing, furniture, furnishings. So he was trying to fight for this stuff, probably. I don't know. Maybe she just said to the press that, you know, everything is all good. That's interesting. 2 years to finalize a divorce? What the hell were they going through? Mediation? Or his lawyer's probably trying to play hardball. It's just dawning on me now. Like, well, she's divorced. Congratulations. Obviously, this is what both of them wanted. So yeah, good luck, MC Lyte. Good luck to you. All right, who's next up on this docket? Let me cross off as I go through. Oh my goodness, y'all. Child, y'all better pray for Uncle Jay, Leno, that is. Now, you guys remember months ago, I think before the holidays, right? Jay Leno then got burnt up by one of his collectibles, one of his cars, one of his muscle cars in his garage, and he suffered severe burns, right? Child. According to People, Jay Leno broke his collarbone, ribs, and kneecaps in a motorcycle crash last week. And this article is dated the 27th, today's date. I said, my Lord, what is going on with Jay Leno? Okay, so let's dig into this article. Jay Leno is on the mend again. In an interview with the Las Vegas Review-Journal published Thursday, the comedian 72 revealed that he is recovering from a recent motorcycle accident that left him with several broken bones, only months after he sustained second-degree burns in a fire that broke out in the garage of his LA home. That is crazy. He just came out of the hospital a couple months ago. Oh my goodness. Detailing that he, quote unquote, got knocked off his motorcycle on January 17th, Leno told the outlet, "I've got a broken collarbone. I've got 2 broken ribs. I've got 2 cracked kneecaps, but I'm okay. Oh my God. I'm okay. I'm working this weekend." What? What's going on with him? A representative for Leno did not immediately respond to People's request for comment. Y'all say a prayer for Jay Leno. I don't even know what to say. That's kind of frightening because I said, didn't he just recently come out of the hospital where he was recovering from being severely burned? Ay, ay, ay. I don't even know what's going on in this world. It's just crazy. Prayers up for Jay Leno. We wish you, I wish you, I don't know, everybody's not the same, right? I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck, sir. Good grief. All right, speaking of luck, okay? Let me tell you something. When God is on your side, God is on your side, and he definitely will make your enemies your footstool. This story made me smile from ear to ear. Unfortunately, Auntie had to endure a lot, and I'm pretty sure it affected her emotionally, but God blessed her immensely. All right. So this is according to CBS News. I don't know if you guys heard about this story, but a jury awards $1 million to an Oregon woman who was told, quote unquote, "I don't serve black people," while trying to get gas. So a jury has awarded an Oregon woman $1 million in damages after finding that she was discriminated against by a gas station employee who told her, "I don't serve black people." The jury awarded this week to, she's 63. I'm flat, like stuttering. Pardon me. I can't even get it together. I'm so excited for Auntie. Okay. Miss Rose, 63 years old, included in that $1 million are $550,000 in punitive damages. Okay. So Miss Rose's lawyer, Gregory, he said that she stopped for gas at Jackson's food store in Beaverton on March 12th, 2020. Damn. And she just getting her money? Ooh, that lawyer is caked up. I wonder what his percentage is. Anyway, so Miss Rose, she pulled up to the gas station, okay, and she saw the attendant. He ignored her and instead, pumped gas for other drivers, okay? When she tried to ask for assistance, he says, "I'll get to you when I feel like it." Okay, this is according to Miss Rose's auntie. I'm going to call her auntie. I don't think she'll be offended, right? Auntie's lawyer, all right? So attendees are required to pump fuel for motorists at gas stations in Oregon. Oregon's larger population centers, including Portland and the nearby suburb Beaverton, right? Surveillance footage showed Wakefield, the guy, Nigel, the attendant, go inside. No, excuse me. I should put my contacts in. I really should, because this is becoming difficult now. I don't feel like putting my contacts in. I'm in the house. Basically, I read the article already. In a nutshell, all right, Auntie Rose rolled up in the gas station, trying to pay for her gas and get an attendant to pump her gas. He says, "I'll get to you when I feel like it." So someone else in the gas station, another worker or attendant, went out and pumped gas for Auntie Rose. So Auntie Rose felt in her spirit like, I don't understand. Like, what's tea? Did I do something to this guy? She goes back in. She asks the guy Why did you refuse to help me? And this is when this attendant says, I don't serve black people. And she said, what world am I living in? This is what she said when she was doing interviews for media outlets. She said, this is not supposed to go down like that. It was a terrible confrontation between me and this guy. During the following week, Auntie Rose complained twice to managers, but her phone calls were largely disregarded. This is what her lawyer is also saying, giving his statement to media outlets, right? So the lawyer, Auntie's lawyer, alleged that, Auntie's voicemail was erased and told the jury, quote, a cop who erased evidence would go to jail for it. That's a good point. Okay. The guy, the attendant, he was fired, right? But listen to what he was fired for. He was fired a month later after corporate records showed that he had been written up several times for talking on his cell phone. Okay. Mrs. Wakefield originally was just going to let it go, the lawyer said. She told her friends that it was too disturbing and she didn't want to deal with it. And then she thought about it and said, it's too wrong. I have to do something about it. Okay. Now, a statement from Jackson's Food Stores Thursday said that the company has a zero tolerance policy for discrimination of any kind and that it respectfully disagrees with the jury's ruling because, quote, our knowledge does not align with the verdict. What the hell does that even mean? After carefully reviewing all the facts of evidence, including video surveillance, we choose to take this matter to trial because we were comfortable based on our knowledge that the service-related concern actually reported by the customer was investigated and promptly addressed. That's what the statement said. The company did not elaborate. Now, how was it addressed? Food Jackson, or whatever the name of the gas station. How was it addressed? Anyway, the attendant was never questioned by the company about the racist comments and was disciplined only for failing to serve customers in the order of their arrival. Efforts to contact this attendant were unsuccessful. The gas station guy, they tried to contact him, but what can you say? You already said something ridiculous to this woman. So this is a prime example of God making your enemies your footstool. Okay. So Auntie said, listen, I went to a gas station to get gas and service and I wasn't served. I was actually humiliated and disrespected. And for your pain and suffering, you were awarded $1 million. Good. If you don't want to do your job, don't do your job. There are hundreds, if not millions of people willing to work and do their job properly. Not only did you not do your job, you were a beep hole about it. Who the hell do you think you are? See? And a lot of people want to say things like, oh, discrimination and racism doesn't exist. It doesn't? Mm-hmm. Sure it doesn't. Let me move on before I say something that's unnecessary. Congratulations to Auntie Rose, okay? And I hope, make sure you pay your taxes, because I'm pretty sure the IRS know, okay? So make sure you pay your taxes, Auntie. We don't want you ending up behind bars, all right? All right, who's up next? Oh, Sherri Shepherd. This is interesting. So this is according to Ace Showbiz. During her interview with the Breakfast Club podcast, the Sherri host also talked about filling Wendy's shoes after she took over the latter's TV time slot with her own talk show. Okay, listen. Sherri Shepherd hasn't been speaking to Wendy Williams since taking over her time slot. That's the title. I remember when Sherri Shepherd, Lord, it was just a lot, okay? It was just a lot last year. Wendy left. Wendy was going through a whole lot. I reported on Wendy a lot on this channel, and I will continue to do so. People were coming at Sherri. Sherri filled in. Sherri ended up getting a show. Everybody's asking her, well, how does it feel? Charlamagne kept asking Sherri during the Breakfast Club interview, he kept asking her about filling Wendy's shoes. That's the first question he asked her. And I just feel like Charlamagne is annoying. I think Charlamagne has a gripe with Wendy. And I think that he is slightly enjoying what's seemingly Wendy's demise. It's just something just leads me to believe that. Anyway, he has a job to do, so he has to ask questions. Sherri Shepherd does a very good job on big platforms of avoiding any static or comparison between her and Wendy. She makes it very clear that, you know, she could never fill Wendy Williams' shoes, to which there was a joke made when Charlamagne asked, can you fill Wendy's shoes? To which Sherri said, oh no, we don't wear the same size. I thought that was so corny. And Charlamagne was laughing so hard. It wasn't even that funny. Anyway, Sherri does a good job of not falling into the whole beef. A lot of us are used to Wendy. We want our Wendy. And I think out of the gate, a lot of people weren't willing to give Sherri Shepherd a chance. A lot of people didn't like Sherri Shepherd. A lot of people didn't see Sherri Shepherd going beyond season 1. Well, she's been renewed through the 2024-2025 season. So, yeah, and it's a syndicated daytime talk show. Apparently it's number 1 in her market. So Sherri is doing good. And I think that a lot of people just had to get used to Sherri if you're going to watch her. If she's not your cup of tea, then that's fine. And if she is, you're willing to give her a chance, that's fine too. But Sherri makes it very clear that she's all about feel-good television. It's all about positivity. Sherri has paid her dues. I'm not going to front. Yes, I'm a Wendy Williams supporter through and through. Even when I knew she was dead wrong. Like I said, I don't know if you guys know, I'm a Jersey girl as well. So I actually grew up listening to Wendy on the radio, not just saying it. I actually came home from school, did my homework, watched TV, had the radio playing. So I know Wendy from a long time, okay? And we want to see our favorite auntie go out the way that gracefully. It was just all a mess. Okay. It was just all a mess. Her life became one big hot topic scandal, and it was just a mess. Okay. So, I mean, congratulations to Sherri Shepherd. The interview was like, all right. I don't feel like I really learned. I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like I really learned anything about Sherri. I'm familiar with Sherri from The View. But good for her. She's come a long way. She's paid her dues. She talked about Barbara Walters giving her great advice when she took over on The View and replaced Star Jones's spot. She said that Star Jones reached out to her. She also talked about Oprah Winfrey reaching out to her and speaking to her when she started her show. She's paid her dues. So I'm not going to say that she doesn't deserve her own talk show. I think that she's doing well. It's not something that I could watch every single day, but I think that she understands media. She understands daytime talk, obviously, and she gets this business. So, she's staying in New York while she's filming the show. She's from Chicago originally. That I didn't know. And she was raised in California, but now is, I guess, part-time or for now staying in New York because the show is taped in New York. So she's doing all right. I just feel like if she has a strong sense of self, she's grown a lot because it was really hard to digest her for me when she was on The View. So, I mean, check out the interview if you haven't already. Are you watching the Sherri Shepherd show? What do you guys think of Sherri's show? It's very different from Wendy's show, and that's okay. There will never be another Wendy Williams. I don't care how much people try. I don't care how much people compare other people to what. There is no Wendy 2.0. There's Wendy, and that's it. That's my opinion. I hear a lot. Oh, this person's like Wendy Williams. It's giving very much. No, it's not giving Wendy Williams. There is only one Wendy Williams. There's only one Sherri Shepherd. So I think that she is deserving of this opportunity. I think that she's fitting in nicely. She's getting adjusted to this new role nicely. Like I said, do I watch her every day? No. Do I have her set on my DVR? No. If I catch clips, I catch clips. So do your thing, Sherri. I'm no hater, okay? We never know what somebody has to go through to obtain, what they obtain. So I'm just trying to keep it positive, all right? Just trying to keep it positive. All right, speaking of scandalous, this is according to TMZ, TJ and Amy. Baby, ABC tells them, peace. This was a distraction for so many of us. So they are no longer with ABC. Okay, so let's read this article. TJ Holmes and Amy Robach are officially out at ABC, as TMZ first told you, and now the network has filed in its entire staff on the decision to let them go. Filled in. Did I say filed? See what I'm saying? Lord, help these eyeballs, Lord. The network has filled in its entire staff on the decision to let them go. I'm not ashamed. We all make mistakes. It is what it is, right? In a company-wide email sent Friday and obtained by TMZ, ABC News President Kim Godwin told staffers, "I want to share with you that we've reached a decision about TJ and Amy." Raise your hand if you saw this coming. I didn't. Honestly, because of this, it's so scandalous, quote unquote. I mean, worse things have happened, but whatever. It's so scandalous that I didn't see them allowing both of them to come back on the show. It then includes a statement the network sent wide minutes later. After several productive conversations with Amy and TJ about different options, we all agreed it's best for everyone that they move on from ABC News. We recognize their talent and commitment over the years and are thankful for their contributions. Now, why they put this picture in this article? TMZ is a mess. Godwin informs employees that a decision as to who will co-anchor Good Morning America and 2020 will come at a later date. She concludes by saying, "I know that this has been a distraction for so many of us, but let's not forget all the great work that continues to make ABC News the #1 news network in America, and that's because of you. I want to thank you again for your patience and professionalism during this time." Okay? TMZ broke the story. TJ and Amy came to an exit agreement after an extremely contentious mediation went through the night Thursday into Friday morning. Both were given compensation packages. Okay, so you're given a severance package. I wonder if TJ and Amy had to sign an NDA and not do any interviews about this or talk about ABC in a negative way. We're told, TMZ is told that ABC execs made it clear that the couple did not handle their romance the right way, waiting too long to disclose it to higher ups, and their behavior on set was uncomfortable to some staffers. Really? ABC also accused Amy of having liquor. This was so shady in her dressing room. Bottles, we're told, were gifted by ABC honchos and being drunk after attending the National College Football Championship game. One staffer tells TMZ that they got what they deserve. That's so messed up. It didn't help that they had a few friends in the building to go to bat for them either. But here's the thing. In their contract, right? Was there a no fraternization clause? Most companies do have, no fraternization clauses in their contracts. Last I heard that TJ and Amy were gearing up to sue ABC if they let them go. But because they got a severance package, did they accept the severance package in exchange for them not suing ABC for terminating them? And they signed an NDA? I'm pretty sure the severance package probably was nice. Now, this is another article that I saw as well on Yahoo Entertainment. It pretty much says the same thing. Let's see. There was something else that I wanted to. They were talking about the bottles that they found in Amy's dressing room. They shady for that. Oh my gosh. So TJ Holmes, he officially filed for divorce from his wife in December after 10 years of marriage. And Amy, she's been married to actor Andrew Shue for a decade. Both parties, TJ and Amy's spouses, they claimed that they were blindsided by the romance. So wasn't TJ also accused of flirting with other and messing around with other women as well? I think TJ was just sloppy. And ABC said, look, before we get a lawsuit, okay, because you hot in the pants, we'll just let you go. So I'm curious to see where they end up. This should be interesting. Here's the I don't know. I think there's more to this. I honestly think that there is more to this because let's keep it a buck. Like, child, I don't know. Some of these corporations be acting like they're so moral. Like since when do y'all have such high moral standards? Like let's keep it a bean. It's some other stuff that was going on. Hmm. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Drop down in the comments and share your thoughts. I thought that this was very interesting though. I do. I was like, well, okay. Inter-office romance, is that a bad thing? Is that against their contract? What? I don't know. All right, who's up next? Oh, Lord have mercy. This is the Tory Lanez article that I was telling you about, right? Like I said, I did not talk about the trial. I did follow Tory Lanez's trial, but I didn't talk about it. It's just too much, and I kind of see beyond what's on the surface, and I'm just gonna wait it out and see, and then if I'm not lazy, I'll pull up the video where I made an assumption, and I'm pretty much sure that I'm right. Anyway, this article is dated January 18th. It's old. Tory Lanez regrets not testifying at Megan Thee Stallion trial. Okay, I don't know, y'all. I don't know how I feel about this. Why does he regret not testifying? He had every opportunity to testify. He chose not to. After the trial, the lawyer that represented him, George, whatever his last name is, was let go. And Tory now has a new lawyer who is trying to appeal the conviction. I do find it interesting that the jury unanimously found him guilty on all three charges. I was predicting 2 out of the 3. If you follow me on Twitter, then I kind of posted that. But I was a little bit surprised. I was a little bit surprised, but not really. But I was something just made me say, huh, when all of the jurors found him guilty on all 3 charges. Not that that's unheard of, but it just made me raise my left eyebrow. Okay. So Tory basically says that, he's awaiting sentencing, right? So his sentencing has gotten pushed back to sometime next month. And I just really wish that none of this would take place during Black History Month, but it is. All right. So, yeah, some people were happy about the verdict. Some people were not happy about the verdict. Either way, chaos and contention was achieved. So mission accomplished to the powers that be. That's what they wanted. It was chaotic. It was right before the verdict was read Friday. Christmas was the Sunday. He was taken into custody that Friday. He didn't get to spend the holidays with his family. That's sad, regardless if you think he's guilty or not. It is a little sad in my opinion. But some people don't care. It is what it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, are you guys all tired of hearing about the Tory Lanez and the Tory Lanez trial? It was a bleep show. I don't even want to get into it, but it really was a bleep show. I can't. All right, let's move this along. So that's that, because then I see myself going down the rabbit hole and I'm not interested. All right, so this is the latest. Shout out to official Ken Barbie on Instagram. Let me tell you something. Ken Barbie, the way that Ken writes is so hilarious, and it's just right up my alley. Anyway, so what's going on with Tory Lanez, okay? So this is Poppy Shampoo, Prince. He's from Love and Hip Hop Miami, right? Yeah, Love and Hip Hop Miami. He is basically accusing Tory Lanez of threatening him within an inch of his life not to press charges. Why would he be threatened not to press charges? Because Tory Lanez put his hands on Prince in a nightclub. It's a couple of years ago. They got into an altercation and Tory hit him. Okay. So Prince decided to press charges, but he is saying that he has been threatened not to. Now, this is not funny. The reason why I'm laughing, I want to make it clear, is because of the way that this article is written. If you're familiar with this page on Instagram, Ken is very sarcastic, and the way that he writes is funny. I'm not laughing at the situation. Okay, so look at this. Dennis the Menace strikes again. Prince from Love and Hip Hop says Tory Lanez threatened him into alleged assault settlement. Okay, so let's read the caption. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to be mature. Tory was out here really marching around like Yosemite Sam, see what I'm saying? And being the poster child for little man syndrome. Tory Lanez is the menace that just keeps on menacing. Even from his new home behind bars, the pint-sized firecracker is still in the middle of legal drama. The latest past enemy to speak out about Tory's shady ways is Love and Hip Hop star Prince. The two previously got into an alleged altercation at a club last year. Okay, so this is the sworn affidavit of Prince. His real name is Christopher Hardy. On Thursday, January 26, Radar Online shared a report claiming that the reality star has asked the court to throw out a settlement he signed last summer. According to Prince, one of Tory's associates joined them when they met in Miami. At the time, he was obviously carrying a GUN with him. Okay. Prince claims that last June, the miniature sing rapper called him to arrange a meeting. When they finally came face to face, though the circumstances were nothing short of hostile, he said that Lanez presented me with a document that he drafted himself and ordered that I sign the agreement. This is what Prince is saying. He continues, he told me not to contact my lawyer when I told him I needed my lawyer to review the agreement. This individual is the same individual who was ordered by Lanez to attack me at the Vendome nightclub, and he did so. I cannot share his identity at this time, as this individual threatened me that if I mention his name, I would be severely injured or even taken up out of here. Okay. This individual was in possession of a firearm, which was visible at the meeting. Elsewhere in his recount, Prince claims that both his apparent attacker and the gun-toting man aggressively ordered him to sign the agreement. He did so fearing for his safety. I would have never signed the agreement otherwise, the Love and Hip Hop cast member admits. The amount of money that they made me accept was only a fraction of the damages I have suffered in the lawsuit as a result of their repeated attacks. This is really effed up. Like, this is not a good look. This is not a good look. I do want to kind of get into my thoughts on how I've done it before, on how Tory pre-trial, how Tory Lanez handled himself. And I wasn't one of the people that was like, oh, I'm team this or team that. I ain't got to pick a side at all, because it's not team Meg or team Tory. Like, again, it's beyond Tory and Meg anyway. But I just really wish that he would have carried himself a lot better than he did prior to the trial that took place last month, because it's almost as if he didn't give a F. He didn't care. Oh boy. So Ken's caption continues. Now, with people like Prince, August Alsina, and of course Megan Thee Stallion all having similar claims about Tory's abusive and manipulative behavior, it'll be interesting to hear how oh my God, how the Daystar disciples continue to defend him. Everyone isn't lying on. Oh, get the full story. I guess everyone isn't lying on him. This is not a good look, and for this to come out right now while his current lawyer is trying to appeal his conviction, he's awaiting sentencing. I don't know, man. Who the heck do you have around you, bro? Like, I kept saying that. Who are Tory's peoples prior to the trial? Like, who did he have around him? I didn't find any of the stuff that he did, funny. I didn't. I said to myself, is this guy like he ain't taking this seriously? I think he thought that he was gonna walk. And sometimes people will gas you up, man, for your own demise. It's just sad. Like I said, I don't even want to get into it. What do you guys think about this? This is wild. If Prince can prove that Tory and this other individual threatened him to sign this document, he keeping his lawyer busy, child. He's absolutely keeping his lawyer busy. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't know. I'm just so he ain't have good people around him, man. I'm telling you, he didn't. He really, really didn't. All right, moving along. Cardi B. This was last week. Cardi B showed up to court, okay, because she had to do her community service. She was ordered to do community service as a result of a situation that took place with some chicks in a nightclub. Okay. Um, this is how she showed up to court. You know, some of these entertainers are absolutely a riot. Not that I don't take them seriously, because she's a human being, but it's like, girl, you're going to give a fashion moment, right? So the New York Post article reads, dolled up Cardi B gets off easy in NYC court after failing to complete community service. Okay. Um, she missed the deadline on the community service sentence that she landed for a wild strip club brawl. This is what the article says. And the judge simply pushed it back. Okay. The Bodak Yellow rapper stunned in an all-white designer ensemble featuring an oversized full-length fur coat, skin-tight sleeveless jersey dress, Christian Dior sunglasses, and Louboutin spiked heels, complemented by roughly 5-inch maroon nails. The flamboyant Bronx-raised defendant, who's 30 years old, she's 30. She is? Anyway, she was in court for, failing to complete 15 days of community service by Tuesday. And this article, when was this written? January 17th. Do you think that she should have been in contempt? And do you think that the judge pushed it back because she's Cardi B, or maybe somebody greased somebody's palm? Y'all know how the saying goes, money talks, right? The barely 2 weeks of service was required as part of the plea deal that she copped in September for hurling a hookah at two bartender sisters during a 2018 fight at a Queens strip club, and ordering a buddy to attack one of them for supposedly sleeping with her husband, Lord. These court extensions are not uncommon. The WAP rapper's lawyer, Drew Findling, insisted to the Post by phone Tuesday. Cardi is constantly performing community service at community events. Recently, she has been spending more time in LA, even in New York, with her back to school efforts. But is that what the judge ordered her to do? She gets to pick what community service she does? Or was she instructed like, hey, this is exactly what you should do to fulfill your community service obligations? Anyway, her lawyer continues, she speaks at community centers, pledged and wrote a $100,000 check for her former middle school in the Bronx. We just asked for an extension and the judge granted it. He added that the hip hop star will begin her required community service in Queens this week. Okay, that was at the time that the article was written. And I did see her post on her, was it Instagram or was it Twitter? She posted she took a picture of herself in her outfit, basically getting ready to do community service. Hours before her court appearance, Cardi tweeted a reference to, never mind. Anyway, yeah, I mean, she's an entertainer. She got a good lawyer. She got money. So I'm pretty sure that this lawyer is cool with the judge, got her to push back. Although she does community service regularly, writing checks to her old school, speaking at different engagements. Again, that does not allot for the community service hours that she was ordered to complete, right? I'm pretty sure the judge gave her specific instructions, but listen, get it done. You got off easy because you could have been going to prison jail for a long time. So it is what it is. I know a lot of people were making a big stink about it. They were not feeling the fact that Cardi B got off easy, but listen, y'all already know the only color that matters in this country is green. Okay? That green. All right. Speaking of Cardi B, she sat down with Jason Lee last week and did an interview. Yes, I'm late talking about this. I watched the interview when it came out reluctantly because I said to myself, I already know what it's going to give. And I was 100% right. I should have actually came on and made my predictions so that I could prove myself right. But whatever, it's not that serious. This is like, hey, can you do me a favor? That's exactly what this gave. Everybody had critiques. Some people said, Jason, you did great. His fans loved it. A lot of people were saying Jason talked too much. He talked about himself. I was really annoyed at one part when I can't even remember the exact question that was asked, but she was going to explain something about WAP and how she was feeling about something, and then Jason cut her off. So it's kind of like, Cardi looked great. She looked absolutely amazing. Okay. She's definitely going to give you a fashion moment. Hair, nails on point. She looked great. She talked about plastic surgery. I don't think she's gonna get any more plastic surgery. I think she's done. She talked about Offset, how Offset found out that Takeoff passed away. Um, there wasn't much to kind of extrapolate from this interview because again, it's very much, hey, can you do me a favor? And then, if you're keeping up with the Jason Lee show and who he's interviewing, it's like, you know, okay. I'm not hating on anyone, but I will say this. I think interviewing is a skill that a lot of people, probably because of social media, they're taking for granted. They think that they can just, all right, let me build up this, let me get a mic and let me call up some folks. I'm not saying Jason Lee is a bad interviewer, but my thing is I don't think Jason Lee is an interviewer. I think he wants to have a conversation, which is cool. But if you have a show, you can have a conversation and still interview at the same time. Again, that's a skill that has to be taught. You have to grow and nurture that skill. It was just, I don't know. I don't know. I just, like I said, it was just, hey, can you do me a favor? I don't mean to be mean, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Jason Lee has heard a multitude of people say the same thing, right? I don't know, man. I just, mm-mm. Everybody wanted to know when is Cardi B's second album coming out. She did go on Twitter after the interview and basically said that she's not telling anybody anything about the interview about her album because people copy. I totally get that. Is there an album though? People want to know that. Why is it taking so long? A lot of people had great question suggestions after the fact. But it was just like a, hey, come do my show real quick, you know? I don't know what else to say. Did you guys watch the interview? What do you guys think? I think Cardi looked phenomenal. I do see her maturing. She came across as very self-aware, a lot more mature. Um yeah. Yeah. Growth. I see it. That's great. I don't know. A part of me feels like Cardi B does not have a passion for the music industry because she was grinding so hard to get in the music industry. And I think once she got in the music industry, it may not have been all that it's presented to be. And a lot of things happened to discourage her. This woman said that she did not submit WAP for the Grammys because she was afraid that people was going to say things like, oh, payola. Wow. If that's the truth, then yikes. Like, huh? What do you mean? That could have been an accomplishment for you and for Meg, Meg was on the song too, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know. There's so many other things that I want to say, but I'm just trying to keep it light, trying to keep it light. There really wasn't none to extrapolate from this. Like I said, it was good to see her out, she was just a lot more things that I wanted to know. She was very into the interview. She's very happy to be outside. She seems to be in a better place. I would like to know how she feels about music now and what's the direction that she's going to go in with the album. How do you feel about Missy Elliott kind of saying something to you about your sophomore album on Twitter? That happened months ago. I would have brought that up. But everybody's conversation and interview style is different. But I like to think growing up watching like Diane Sawyer, Oprah Winfrey, Barbara Walters, Larry King, like a lot of these people who interview Tavis Smiley. The objective of an interview is to kind of like, we need to find out information that we may not know. What's going on with you now? What do you want your supporters to know? I don't know. It was, she looked great. She looked absolutely great. I would like to know how the whip shots deal came about. You know, they had whip shots and DeLeon on the table. Tell me about whip shots. How the hell did that deal come about? Okay. You know, are we going to get more flavors? You just recently had the holiday flavor. You know, that's cute. The peppermint, whatever it was. I've never had whip shots. So, like, tell me about that. Let's make this fun, you know? Whatever. The interview happened, so it doesn't make any sense me throwing out question suggestions. Who am I, right? I don't have my own show, but it's just a suggestion. Oh my gosh, we have 55 minutes. Did you watch the Cardi B and Jason Lee interview? If you did, what do you think about it? Um, are you looking forward to Cardi B's second album? Do you think Cardi B is even going to put out a second album? What do you think about Tory Lanez being accused of threatening Prince regarding this, dropping this assault charge? What do you think about Ron DeSantis blocking the AP African American courses for high school students? Okay. TJ and Amy, do you care? Are you going to miss them on Good Morning America? Do you think that another network should pick them up, whether together or separate? I think they should. And whatever else I talked about, share your thoughts in the comments, okay? So wow, that's about an hour. I had no idea that I was on here this long. I want to thank you for listening to me ramble on and on about these hot topics and these crazy entertainers, okay? If you haven't already done so, please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, she_royal_B. Okay, make sure you drop down in the comments. Make sure you like this video. I am on Twitch, she_royal_B on Twitch. On Stationhead, she_royal_B on Stationhead. As soon as I figure out my plan for Stationhead, I'm gonna be, going live more on Stationhead. Just trying to shift some things around for the new year. All right. So once again, y'all, don't get caught up in the hype. Don't watch anything that is visually jarring to you. You may think that you want to see something, and then after you see it, certain energies can attach to you and it can really affect you. Okay, I'm not telling anybody what to do. It's just a suggestion. So, share this video to keep somebody distracted from any of the, negativity that's going on and trending on social media on this Friday night. All right, I want to thank y'all. Okay, thank y'all so much. And I hope you have a splendid rest of your Friday and an even more splendid weekend. I'm just rambling at this point. I ain't really got nothing to say. Yeah, that's it. That's all. I love you for watching. As always, until next time. Peace.